Hi, welcome to another 5 Minutes of Hope, and I'm the Reluctant Missiologist. Some have been asking me, why the name Reluctant Missiologist? And we'll get into that in upcoming videos. But for now, we're going to continue our conversations on how we have unshakable hope in the midst of troubles or turbulent times. And the days that we're living in now, I think they qualify for turbulent times. And where do we get this unshakable hope? Well, our first video mentioned 2 Corinthians 1:7, that our hope is unshaken. And in this, Paul's talking about a hope that is rooted in the story of Jesus, a story of Jesus' suffering and afflictions. And through that, the God of all comfort provides us comfort and mercy. And as I was reflecting on this today, I was reminded of what my kids were doing this morning as they were making these pictures of crosses. These pictures right here on the wall. My son and my daughter put these together this morning, and it brings to mind the reality of where our hope is rooted. And as I think about this, I think about how some talk about Christianity in America as an Easter Sunday religion. And in that they mean it's a hope and victory discussed in the triumph of Easter Sunday, which is true. But sometimes I wonder if in our way of talking about it in today's terms, we disproportionately emphasize the Easter Sunday triumph to the neglect of what came on Good Friday, what Jesus did on the cross. And I'm remembering a book Kazu Koyama wrote, No Handle on the Cross, where he says there's no Easter Sunday without Good Friday, and there's no Good Friday without Easter Sunday. And it's in our reflection on Jesus who was put on the cross and what that meant for our life. And that shapes who we are. And his analogy is that we tend to carry the cross around like we carry around technology, maybe our phone or whatever, that we would carry this around with us, and it's almost like we make the cross into something that fits into our life, as opposed to our life fitting into what the cross means to us. Not means to us, but what the cross means. And the cross really provides a way to understand surrender and sacrifice and giving of our life to God. And that doesn't always come easy. But that we would carry our cross, as Jesus talked about in Scripture. And it changes our posture, it changes our walk, it changes our demeanor. And through that, we can hold on to the hope that comes from Jesus. But somehow we've become an Easter Sunday religion where we only reside in the places of victory. And as I think about that, I think about how we often react when we have a headache, or we react if our back hurts. What do we think about first? We think about, how can I get rid of this pain? Go to the medicine cabinet. Go to some way to get the pain gone. It's almost even in our theology that God is more like a genie, and we can just ask him to take away our pain or take us out of this difficult time. But that's not the God of Scripture, and that's not the reality that God has left us in. God is not absent in the pain, and sometimes I almost think he's more present in the pain. I mean, God's not more present than ever before, but we can sense him more in the pain. And God uses these times in our life that are difficult, these times that are troubling, to bring us into a thing where he's working on us, he's shaping us, he's molding us, he's refining us, he's transforming us. And he does that through both our remembering the story of the cross and what it means to have a cross-shaped life, but also through the experiences we have in difficult days. And this is where we have our hope, because Jesus Christ, who died on the cross and rose again, Jesus Christ is the same yesterday, today, and forever. So as we continue to grab onto hope, let's continue grabbing onto Jesus until we can talk again. Just keep grabbing onto Jesus.